Let us now understand factoring strategies for difference of squares. With 8 examples, I'm going to explain the basic concept and then solve all these questions. I am Anil Kumar. That will help you. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we will learn important strategies to change the subject or isolate variable. It is one and the same thing. We have taken some questions which will help you to practice for exams. Now these are most important questions and we are going to discuss useful strategies. So to the point, we have picked up just the most important questions which you need to answer on this topic and perfect your scores. Make the variable in the square brackets as the subject of the formula. So that is what you need the subject in each and every formula. 6 examples are before you. I would like you to pause the video, try them out, and then look into my examples along with useful strategies. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. You can join Anil Kumar classes by sending an email on the address given. We actually focus on the real questions for which you are looking for solutions. Now, let us continue with the solution of these 6 questions. The strategies which we are going to discuss will include cross multiplication, factor, roots, and reciprocals. Let us begin with solution. Let us take up solution of these questions and understand how each and every strategy works very efficiently to solve such questions. Here is question number 1. Let me rewrite the question as C equals to 5 over 9 F minus 32. It is a very important question from test point of view as we have seen it many times. And we are going to provide you with extremely simple solution. So, strategy here is cross multiplication. Now, why are we applying this strategy? That is another thing to understand. Because this is like a proportion. Do you understand? One expression equal to another expression. Whenever you have this kind of a situation, it is like a proportion. And in such cases, cross multiplication is the best thing to do. Now, cross multiply means this term we can multiply in both the sides. And what you get is 9 by 5 and the rest of the thing is C equals to F minus 32. Do you see that? So we kind of multiplied by 9 by 5 on both sides. And so from the given equation, what we get is this. 9 by 5 C equals to F minus 32. And now you can add 32. So we get 9 by 5 C plus 32 equals to F. Do you see? In just 3 steps, we are in a position to isolate the given variable F. So we get the formula F equals to 9 by 5 C plus 32. Do you understand? Now this is a very important formula which we use to convert temperatures between Celsius and Fahrenheit. You can see from here, approximate values of Fahrenheit is half of Celsius plus 30. You get that? Very quick calculations can be done. So that is another way of interpreting this particular formula. I hope you understand and appreciate it. The next question here is make R as the subject of the relation V equals to 1 by 3 pi r square h plus pi r square. Let's rewrite this question. V equals to 1 by 3 pi r square h plus pi r square. Okay, so we have a relation here. We need to isolate R. Now, what you can do is factor r square and then isolate. That is one way of doing it. Correct? I will combine two things here. One is common denominator, and the other is factoring. The idea is whenever you have a fraction kind of thing, something in the denominator, it is good practice to remove it. You could have done that in the earlier question also. So that is to say, we could multiply by 3 each term. So in that case, what do you get? You get 3 times V equals to pi r square h plus 3 times pi r square. You get the idea. We multiplied each term by 3. So we get a 3 here. However, the 3 here gets cancelled. And 3 times pi r square. You get the idea. We multiplied this by 3, and the other term also by 3. So these 3's cancel. You get pi r square h in this case, but you get 3 on the other places. Perfect. And now you can factor out r square and pi. Those are common, right? So we can rewrite this as 3v equals to pi r square, and we have h plus 3. Now you can isolate r square. So 3v divided by pi times h plus 3 is equal to r square. You need to isolate r, and therefore we can now write down r as equal to, reverse of square is square root. So we'll do square root of 3 times v over pi h plus 3. And that becomes our formula, where r is the subject. You get the idea. Perfect. Now in this case, we are assuming that r is greater than or equal to 0. And therefore, we are taking only the positive values. Perfect. So that becomes a method of solving such questions. Now let's move on to the next question, which is involving variables in both numerator and denominator. The question here is y equals to x over x minus 5. And the question is, make x as the subject of the relation y equals to x over x minus 5. How will you do this? Well, you see it is like a proportion, and therefore the strategy should be what? Cross multiplying. Now do you see how the strategy learned in our first example helps us to solve the third example, right? So we can now write y times x minus 5 equals to x. Since we need to isolate x, we have to take x as a common factor. Perfect. So for that, we'll apply the distributive property and write this as yx minus 5y equals to x. Bring x together, right? So you write this as yx minus x equals to 5y. And now factor. So when you factor on the left hand side, you can factor x, you get y minus 1, and here you get 5y. And now we can write x equals to 5y over y minus 1. Is that clear to you? Giving us the result. Perfect. So follow these steps. We cross multiplied and then we brought the terms together with what we need to be the subject, factored it out and got our answer. Perfect. Now here is another question which relates to similar things. Make B as a subject in the relation x over a plus y over b equals to x over c. Let me rewrite this. We are given x over a plus y over b equals to z over c. You need to isolate b. So if we need to isolate b, in that case, we will take away x over a to the right hand side. So we can rewrite this as y over b equals to z over c minus x over a. Now whenever you have rational expressions with two different terms, in that case we have to take common denominator. So we have y over b equals to, the common denominator is c times a, and then you cross multiply, you get za minus xc. Correct? And now it is easy, just flip. So now we take the reciprocal. So we had common denominator plus reciprocal. Reciprocal is flipped. Numerator becomes denominator, right? So when I flip, what do I get? I get b over y equals to ca, or I can write ac over az minus cx, correct? So b is equal to cross multiply. So we get acy over az minus cx. Perfect. Slightly difficult, a tricky question. I'd like you to focus on what we did to get our result. So we took a common denominator and then reciprocal gave us the answer for b. Perfect. Question number 5. It is again a rational expression given to us as y equals to x squared plus b over x plus b. The question is, make b as the subject in the given formula. So we need to isolate b in this case. It is like a proportion, so you're going to cross multiply and then factor. Is that clear to you? So let's do it. So we get y times x plus b equals to x squared plus b. Now since we need to isolate b, bring all the terms with b on the left hand side. So we get xy plus by equals to x squared plus b. That's a distributive property. Let's take b terms on the left side. So we have by minus b equals to x squared minus xy. Correct? Take b common. We get y minus 1 equals 2. We have x squared minus xy. And b can be written as x squared minus xy over y minus 1. Clear? So that is how you can isolate b. At times, we could also rewrite this as x common, x minus y over y minus 1. So both are correct solutions in the given situation. Is that clear to you? Perfect. Now here is the last question, which is, make t as the subject in the formula s equals to ut plus half at squared. So we have s equals to ut plus half at squared. You need to isolate t. So we have discussed many strategies. For this particular question, we actually need a new strategy. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. We have videos, and I'll provide you with a link for the solution of this particular question. So I'd like you to check the link in the description given and understand the solution. With this, we'll end the video. I hope you have understood how do we solve questions involving change of subject or isolating variables. Feel free to write a comment, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that would be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.